All right, guys, welcome back. Today is December 20th, and it's about a month out from the Spartan Ultra. So I thought I'd give a recap of that race. So right up front, I'll tell you I was a DNF. It went real bad and was tough. So I have to say, just to the guys that finished and women, they did a great job. It was really, really tough. But I just had a lot of things go wrong early, and they stayed wrong the whole race. So, yep, details in a minute. Okay, so the whole week before the race, I was monitoring the weather, and it went from warm and dry to cold and rainy within that week's forecast. And I can take a lot of things, but I can't take cold and wet. My whole body just doesn't like it. So me and E-Man went down there, and the morning of the race, it started raining right before the start, and it was cold. So we started, and the very first obstacle I had a hard time with, and then I guess maybe 3 miles in, so not very far in, we had the twister, which is normally one of my favorites, but in the cold rain I slipped off with like 3 rungs to go and landed really bad on my right leg, which is my bad knee, and that pretty much sealed the deal for my running. I could barely run after that. I was hobbling bad. So the running was slow, and the trail, it wasn't that bad, but there were a couple sections that was super muddy, because it was pouring down rain the whole time. I was getting cold, couldn't really run fast enough to get warm, so I was getting colder and colder, and I was missing pretty much every grip obstacle there was. So things I never have problems with: monkey bars, 8-foot wall, twister, almost made it on the beater, fell off the last rung of that. It was tough. So then about, I guess, 10 miles in, we had kind of run down the bank, off Camber Bank, towards a river, and I slipped and fell on my hurt wrist from the motorcycle wreck. Oh, that hurt really, really bad. That pretty much put an end to almost every obstacle that I had to use my hands on. I did make it over the box. Had never done that one before, and it was pretty cool. I got over that pretty easily, but I didn't make much else, and I was just getting colder and colder for me. Then the dunk wall, it was just, I was cold. I had done that one lap was 15 miles, so I did finish the one lap, and by the end, at the transition, I had done 330 burpees. So I'd missed 11 obstacles and 5.5 hours, and I knew I would miss at least the same ones again and more. So I was just really cold, and I called it quits at the halfway point. So I think I had mentioned on a couple of earlier videos that that was going to be my last long run and call it quits, and it was. So I'm done I'm done running long. I think my knee is just about had it. I don't know how much more it could take, but I'm still suffering from that fall. It was quite painful, and so I'm going to concentrate now on shorter distance, maybe get back into mountain biking, some cyclocross if I can still ride, dirt biking, which E-Man and I did this week, had a blast. So just hate that it went down that way, but it just wasn't my day, and that was it. So I'm not trying it again. I think overall I was at the limit doing just a standard 50K running, and the extra pounding from jumping off the stuff, the walls and everything, I just couldn't take it. So again, kudos. There were, I think, 250 of us started, 169 finished, and some guys that were well older than me. So they just did an awesome job to hang in there. 12, 13 hours. It was dark when we started, dark when they finished. So it was tough, was a good experience. I think ultimately I was a bit burned out before I even started. I went into it not fully prepared mentally to go the distance, so it didn't surprise me. So last day of fall here at Finch Park. It was cold last night, down to the 20s, but it's really nice now in 40s. Feels great. Shortest day of the year, so the days will start getting longer. Hopefully I'll heal up some, do a little more mobility work next year. Yeah, just ready for 2020 to start. So kind of a postscript. I think, well, I enjoyed running long these past couple years, just trying to do it, something new. Ultimately, I never liked running long. Did a marathon 20 years ago on the road, hated it. Took me that long to run another one. And I do love trail running. So, and I'm better at the short, fast, that kind of hurt than that long grinding, knee and foot pain kind of hurt. I'm just better with the lactate, burning, out of breath kind of hurt. So hopefully I can get back in shape for a little faster runs this year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I enjoyed it, but I'm glad it's over. I won't miss those weekends of long runs in the summer, not one bit. So hopefully 2020, more fun, shorter, faster. So we'll see. Good luck and Happy New Year.